I just want to talk about some of the trilliums that occur on the Great Smoky Mountains of the Appalachian chain in eastern North America. It's just amazing, were you to go to eastern North America looking for trilliums, you could find so many different species ranging from the northern United States right down into the south. The further south you go, the less hardy the trilliums tend to be. But the ones I'm going to be talking about now is from the mid-Appalachian area, and all of them are very garden-worthy plants. They have a lot in common in terms of the fact that where you place them together, they will hybridize very readily and produce a swarm of seedlings, which may or may not represent the parents very closely. To start the ball rolling, we'll talk about this particular variety that I'm holding. It's a vigorous variety. It is known as Trillium flexipes, and it has a charming characteristic in terms of having the 3 petals that every trillium has, and the center there's a beautiful sort of blush pink ovary in the center of the flower, which rather sets it off together with the anthers. So it's a charming variety. It grows well, and it has a great merit amongst trilliums in the sense that it will grow quite well in alkaline areas. So if you happen to be working, or if you happen to garden in an area where the soil is slightly alkaline, by that I mean chalky or soil that's over limestone, as long as you add plenty of organic matter to the soil, you could succeed very well with Trillium flexipes. Quite tall growing, and it has this pedicel here, which means that the flower stands well proud of the leaflets here, and altogether a very outstanding, charming plant. It has, amongst the Trillium tribe in North America, certain other associated species that in some measure look similar, but are quite distinct in their native habitat. In other words, the ones I'm talking of here today are found in discrete areas, meaning that flexipes grows in a particular area, simile in another area, and sulcatum in another area. So we'll move on from Trillium flexipes to Trillium sulcatum. Trillium sulcatum is a very strong, vigorous species. As you can see from this wonderful stem that it's pushed up this springtime with its 3 leaflets and its distinctive maroon flower. What I love about Trillium sulcatum is that the flower is extremely durable. It lasts for weeks and weeks in quite a nice bright shade of maroon. It's much enhanced or set off by the golden stamens in the middle of the flower. So when I hold the flower as I am now, I can admire it for not only the color of the petals, but for the color of the stamens as well. It's called Trillium sulcatum, and although my knowledge of Latin is somewhat limited, I understand that sulcatum means boat-shaped, shaped like a boat. And if I look at the sepals of this flower, I can see that they are shaped and slightly incurving, a little bit like the prow of a boat, hence the name. Now this trillium, unlike the one I was just talking about, flexipes, this Trillium sulcatum, is not very fond of alkaline soil. So if you're going to grow this one, it would be much better if you could find either a slightly acid soil or create an acid soil in a pocket by adding acidic compost to the soil. The third species I want to briefly touch on today is Trillium simile. Trillium simile has similar characteristics in some ways from the 2 foregoing species I've talked about. But Trillium simile is a charming species in the sense that it has very broad white petals, and the flower is quite distinctive in the sense that the center of the flower, the ovary of the flower, is dark. I would say nearly black. The stamens are creamy, but the center is black. And I suppose if one is looking for something that looks nice and distinctive, Trillium simile offers that. So I would hold that up and compare it with Trillium flexipes. And if I hold them side by side, you can see that Trillium flexipes, as we've already noted, has a pinkish center to it. Trillium simile has broad petals, rather broader petals than flexipes, but with a very distinctive black or dark ovary in the center. So a very contrasting flower in a way from Trillium flexipes. Again, a very garden-worthy variety. Again, it likes an organic soil or a soil to which organic matter has been added, and it does like dappled shade.